Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's, wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB, wake up, Billy's, wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's, wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billy's, wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's, wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel about this, the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billy's here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel about this, the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB, and all the things that will happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billy's here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WB, get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. Look and tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB, wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's.
Good morning, Billy's. Welcome to the WB Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes. It's Monday morning, the 26th of January, 2026. And it's, as usual, for a weekday morning, we present Billy's premier morning conversation live on Creme Radio and on XTV. And we're glad that you have made it over the weekend and you've joined us to start your work week. I'm Mose, Hyde. I'm hosting today. And we welcome everybody to listen to Creme Radio, people watching us on XTV, to those getting us via the apps, which we hope you have downloaded, so you can hear us and watch us, whether it's the Creme Radio app or the XTV app. They're both available for you, live and direct on both Google Play and the App Store, the Apple App Store. That's great. You might be getting us via social media streams. We are glad you've joined us. It doesn't really matter. Facebook, YouTube. Great. And to those getting us via simulcast coverage. Nice. We love it. We trust that and we hope this is what we hope is your true, well, to start the day. You've got excellent health. If not, you're still strong enough to get up and greet the new day and be as productive as you can be. As well, we hope you've got that high energy level. Your vibrations are positive. Indeed, in our interests, we trust your morning, even if it's busy, still has enough room for us to find out each spot and we could just be a part of your morning. Definitely, we want you to be a part of ours. that means, of course, that you get to call, because we respect the audience, we respect the viewers, we respect the listeners, but we're working hard to get you to become a participant. This is a participatory thing. This is an action. This is you getting involved and you getting engaged and you being a part of the conversation. Okay, now that we're done, set the table, the time for we get the show started. We start with the warm-ups. We got news for you, it's news stories, but before we do that, we've got your weather forecast. This comes from the National Meteorological Service on this Monday morning. Forecast today, Ekwadon tells us all about it.
Good morning. Mainly fair and dry weather prevailed last night, but an approaching cold front will bring some changes this evening and tonight. The forecast for today is for sunny skies with a few cloudy spells. Showers will be isolated at first, then a few showers and possible isolated thunderstorms will develop over inland and northern areas late this afternoon and evening. Tonight, skies will be cloudy with a few showers and some light rain over the coast and over central and southern portions of the mainland. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and seas will be light chop. Tonight, however, winds will become strong and gusty from the north, and a small craft caution will likely go into effect tonight. High temperatures today will be around 84 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 87 inland, but only 74 degrees up in the mountains. The outlook for Tuesday and Tuesday night is for cloudy, cool and windy conditions with some light rain offshore and over southern coastal areas. There is a low tide at 9:02 this morning, a high follows at 3:12 this afternoon, another low is at 11 minutes after 11 tonight, and another high at 5:40 tomorrow morning. Sunrise this morning is at 6:25, sunset this evening is at 5:44. The moon comes up at 11:41 this morning and goes down at 8 minutes after 1 tonight. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
Informative, accurate.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news. The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news. The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And now morning news. Business Senator Kevin Herrera during Friday's virtual Senate meeting delivered a scathing rebuke of the intended acquisition of SpeedNet Smart by Belize Telemedia Limited, which is chaired by former Business Senator Mark M. Lizaraga. The proposed purchase price, as revealed by Lord Ashcroft, is $80 million, with $10 million being paid up front and remainder being paid in loan notes over 4 years at interest at 4.5%. Here remarked that while we are being sold a narrative of efficiency, it's actually the state-sponsored execution of competition in the telecommunications sector. He provided a historical overview of high prices and pain in the telecom sector, with Smart forcing prices down on entry into the market.
Madam President, that is the DNA of a monopoly. It does not innovate, it gatekeeps. It does not serve, it dominates. It was only the entry of SpeedNet that finally broke that chokehold, forcing prices down and data speeds up. To move back toward a single provider is a voluntarily walk back into the cage we fought decades to escape. Madam President, the detail board argues that this merger is a survival tactic against the inevitable entry of Starlink. This is not just flawed logic, it is a dangerous delusion, Madam President. Buying competition is not innovation. Removing a local rival does not make BTL more agile against a global satellite giant. It simply makes BTL a larger, slower, and more bureaucratic target. How does saddling BTL with another $80 million in debt improve its ability to compete? If a customer wants low latency of Starlink, an 80 million buyout won't stop them from switching tomorrow. You do not beat a 21st century satellite network by buying up the sunset technology of your neighbor. Gambling with the people's money, Madam President, BTL is owned by the people of Belize through the Social Security Board and the government. We are being asked to gamble the retirement funds of Belizean workers on a 20th century business model. This isn't a strategic move, it's a high stakes bet using the public's purse and workers' money. A super BTL falters, our entire economy will also falter.
Herrera, in his 8-minute intervention, said that creating a super BTL will give their board power to dictate the cost of doing business in Belize, given that over 60% of our economy is service-based. He called on the Public Utilities Commission to keep in mind that their primary responsibility is to the public and not to the balance sheets of a state-owned enterprise. In related news, there are reports that the General Council of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize voted on Saturday to oppose the acquisition by BTL of SpeedNet Smart. General Council comprises representatives from the NTUCB's 10-member unions. The vote was taken after a 4-hour meeting with BTL last week and also followed a round of its own consultations with interest groups, including the media. The NTUCB has not yet made its decision public. The opposition and the social partner senators at Friday's meeting expressed concern that the National Assembly Powers, Privileges and Immunities Bill 2025 threatens parliamentary oversight. The bill seeks to replace an ordinance enacted in October 1962 when a Senate did not exist. The primary concern of the UDP was with the Section 16.2, which would require public officers to get consent from the Governor General before they provide evidence or produce documents relating to unpublished official records or affairs of the state. Lead opposition Senator Patrick Farber affirmed that the provision weakens the very powers the bill seeks to improve.
The Governor General acts on the advice of the executive, and we should not forget that. Therefore, this section effectively places the executive in a position to control who may appear before parliamentary committees and what evidence may be disclosed. This creates a situation where Parliament can summon witnesses in theory, but be blocked in practice whenever scrutiny becomes uncomfortable or practically inconvenient or politically inconvenient. This provision, Madam President, frustrates the parliamentary process in a very real and practical way. Committees of this National Assembly are tasked with examining public administration, public expenditure, and matters of national importance. Our work depends on timely and unfettered access to evidence from public officers. By requiring consent before participation, Section 16, subsection 2 introduces delay. It introduces, Madam President, uncertainty, and it is a clear risk, in our view, for political interference. Even more troubling, Madam President, is the breadth of the language used in the proposed legislation. References to unpublished records or affairs of the state are narrowly defined. A public officer need only assert that information falls within those categories to trigger the consent requirement. And this creates an incentive for overclassification and silence rather than cooperation and transparency.
Herrera also called for the fine for, Business Senator Kevin Herrera had equally pointed remarks in several sections of the bill and said he considers that Section 16.2 runs contrary to the Constitution, which grants the Senate power to conduct investigations on matters of public interest, including mismanagement or corruption by persons in central government or statutory bodies.
To investigate, we cannot be legislatively and procedurally handicapped. We need speed and we need the ability to compel compliance. We saw that in the last Senate hearing that we had, Madam President, where it became very difficult for the committee to carry out its mandate. This bill, Madam President, gives us none of those things. Instead, it introduces bottlenecks, weak penalties, and loopholes that leave us toothless in the face of a recalcitrant executive. Clause 38 says that we cannot prosecute anyone for lying to us or obstructing us without the report going to the Attorney General and receiving the consent of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The Attorney General is a member of the executive, Madam President, and are we expected to believe that the Attorney General will eagerly facilitate their prosecution? This creates an inherent conflict of interest, I believe. It gives the executive a veto over our enforcement powers. Clause 14, Madam President, I believe Parliament should have the power to address contempt immediately. This bill outsources that power to the judiciary under Clause 14.1. If a witness refuses to answer, the President may refer the matter to the High Court. Note the word may, Madam President. If a future president is partial to the government or to a witness, they can simply refuse to make that referral. We know the pace of litigation. Senate inquiries are time sensitive. We saw that in the last Senate investigation we did, Madam President. By forcing us to pause proceedings and file a reference with the High Court, we are inviting massive delays. A hostile witness can simply sit back and refuse to answer, and knowing the legal process will take months or possibly even years. By the time a ruling comes down, the political momentum is dead, but even more so, the session of Parliament may have come to an end, like what we saw in the last Senate investigation we did.
He also called for the fine for a witness who refuses to show up to be increased. The maximum fine contained in the bill is $750. PUP Senator Hector Guerra explained that the clause is based on long-standing legal provisions related to Crown privilege, which cover information that could affect national interests or the proper governance of a country. As head of the state, the GG would have to consent to release related information. Guerra also cited a definition of affairs of state in the English Evidence Act as matters of political or administrative character relating, for instance, to national defense, public peace and security, and good neighborly relations. Guerra additionally pointed to Section 14 of the bill, which allows for the court to decide if a document should be released. For her part, UDP Senator Sheena Pitts declared that if the term can be defined, that would be done rather than leaving it open to interpretation. Providing clarity on Section 38, Guerra stated that the DPP already constitutionally approves prosecutions, while the AG would also receive a report. As it relates to the concern about a small fine for witnesses who refuse to testify, Guerra said a 3-month sentence is also prescribed. Nonetheless, due to the concerns, the bill remained in committee for the areas of concern to be addressed. There are reports of 2 murders occurring within moments of each other in Ladyville. The first occurred near Ladyville RC School and claimed the life of Shaquem Ferguson. Not long after, a man identified as Elroy Bainton was gunned down in the same general area. We'll have more details in subsequent newscasts. The Ministry of Health over the weekend responded to a report that a lack of platelets contributed to the death of a newborn who required surgery after being born on January 4th with duodenal atresia. It's a life-threatening condition where the start of the small intestine is blocked or absent due to improper development. Baby Joy underwent surgery but died on January 19th after developing sepsis and low platelet count and suffering from seizures and internal bleeding. Her mother, Jenny excuse me, Pinello says she was never advised that they did not have sufficient platelets, and added that the blood bank was closed over a weekend that was critical for her baby. The ministry reports that between January 15 and January 22nd, 76 units of platelets were delivered to the Carl Tischer Memorial Hospital upon request. It says this included platelets ordered for Pinello. It further noted that the blood issued to patients is not necessarily the blood units donated by the respective replacement donors. The shelf life of a blood unit is 90 days. The purpose of the blood bank is to screen and store blood so it is always readily available. However, every effort is made for relatives to replace the blood used. Once a medical practitioner makes a request for blood for a patient, that request is honored. The ministry insisted that the blood bank has no shortage of blood products, supplies, or reagents to screen the blood, and informed that blood drives are conducted continuously countrywide to ensure there's always an appropriate stock, including on weekends when a medical technologist is always on call. And that's the end of the morning news update here inside WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We'll take ourselves a small break, and when we come back on the other side, we're going to open up for a conversation. We'll be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. CREM's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
That's me. My idea that I really need to get my ad out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Mandela is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Monday morning and the week, or the work week, starts here. This is Belize's premier morning conversation. I'm hosting today, Mose Hyde. We have done the preliminaries, got you your morning news, got you weather forecast. Breaking news in that regard is that, cold front to come again. But nothing like where our peoples and the Americans are experiencing for the last couple of days. A lot of the US was impacted by our people out there. We know how it go on out there. Rough, no unite. But free version of that, according to the weather forecast, happens later on tonight. We get a little cold front coming through. But otherwise than that, that's just what it is. Excuse me, having a bad voice morning. So you'd have to bear with that, bear with a little bit of clearing of throat occasionally on the show. You forget, this is when you call. Once we finish news and we finish weather, the time is yours. It's you're on watch. Jump in. That's what this is about. All right. This is not about a sermon or me giving a preaching. I do that occasionally, true, but it's not the equation. The equation is you call, we reason. All right, work with me. Easy for you to understand. The number 280-5848, that's the live line for you to be a part of the conversation. And we hope that the morning doesn't go out without you jumping in. We have a call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Good morning, Sandra Coy. When you study the present world situation, starting with this I don't know what name to give it, Council of Peace that the President of the United States has established. And up to the last time I checked, 34 world personalities had agreed to serve on that committee. If I said to you that committee is utterly grotesque, what would I be referring to more?
I try to find which angle would be the angle you are looking at. I think a lot of prominent traditional allies of the US have chosen not to be on that, complaining, of course, about the situation on the ground in Gaza, and complaining, of course, about the President Trump's actions around the world. So that would be what comes to my mind.
The first one, so the refusal of certain persons to serve?
No, I'm saying that certain allies, traditional allies of the U.S., have refused to participate in the.
Exactly. What does that tell you about it, Mose?
And I mentioned a couple of the reasons that they have given, and one of the primary reasons given is the conduct of President Trump on the global scene and as it relates to what's going on in Gaza, because I think this Board of Peace has as one of its lead issues on the agenda the matter of Gaza.
Well, that's what it started out as, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we were told it was.
Yeah.
But now we are finding out that it appears it is going to be a planetary management structure for the whole planet.
So it's they are creating their own version of the UN.
Yes. Well, for me, at the top of the list of protests is you have on that committee a head of government, not of state, a head of government who has overseen, managed the eradication of virtually an entire population, who is wanted by the International Criminal Court. And this gentleman has been asked to serve on this board.
He's on the board?
Yeah. He has agreed.
You notice you don't need to tell me the name. Like, THATSCOM is on the board. I really was not aware of that.
Well, he was asked to serve, and my understanding from the news is that he has agreed. Arab countries are Egypt, Saudi Arabia, UAE, United Arab Emirates, a whole set of them in the Middle East. And the reason, Mose, why I'm asking Belizeans to come out of your dream sleep, come out of your 100-year sleep, wake up. Look, whether you're PUP, UDP, UBAD, NOBAD, I don't know what the other parties are. Whatever you are, study, just look at you only have to study this problem that the government has created with the merger of CTL and SMART. And I listened to you this morning, I didn't catch all the news. I heard another piece of thing, some legislation they are passing that is definitely going to hamper, the purpose is to stop free speech. And then on the weekend, I think it was on Creme, I heard it, where the OAS, suddenly we are back at the OAS and the Guatemalan military. And it occurred to me, Mo, why is it if we are in a peace process at the court, why then are we talking about military to military and talking because the militaries can't get on? But you told us that you're going to the court to get peace. And you are at the court. But while you're at the court, we are discussing war. Well, the entities in both countries that are supposed to be structured for war are discussing it. Isn't that an anomaly, Mo? An utter anomaly?
I don't know how it differs from what we've been told is kind of like a standard process where you have military to military communication and conversations. Like we've always been told that. So I don't know what is different. What differs in this.
It's not only this weekend. It struck me this weekend upon hearing that item, the ludicrous situation that the tragic comedy of that. That we are at the court because we are seeking a peaceful agreement. And Guatemala is at the court because she wants a peaceful agreement. Yet, while we are at the court seeking this peaceful agreement, supposedly together, these fraternal countries, our militaries are obliged to meet each other and try to work out friendly relationships because the relationships are not friendly. I mean, that's what people who have who can't live in the reality of the world create a reality in their own mind. That is what we have there. And most all of this is happening when study the world. Look. This man proposed to create a committee of peace or board of peace or I don't know whatever. And he puts on this board people whose records for peace is absolutely questionable. And not only that, we were told that this board is being created for Gaza. And the person who is spearheading the eradication of people in Gaza has been asked to sit on the board. How could he, if it hasn't even reached acceptance, which I understand it to have reached, he has been asked to sit on this board. And he's wanted by the International Criminal Court. How is it possible we have reached this point in the world out there? So the world out there is a serious world.
It's not to delve deep into American realities and American headlines, but as someone who has paid above average attention to news and regional and world affairs as an adult, I am stunned. I keep being stunned, but the situation in Minnesota is surreal. Like, that is incredible when you actually have the makings of a governor deploying forces to protect his citizens, and the federal government to protect their citizens from forces that are representing the federal government. That's the making of at least a mini civil war.
Exactly. That is the beginning of a civil war right there, in the place where many of our people, our governments in Latin America and the Caribbean wanted this migration, pushed this migration in order to not have to take the responsibility for large segments of their population, and then they could steal that money and misuse it and mismanage it. And then the people over there send their U.S. currency back, and that when Arevalo in Guatemala was running, he actually ran on an overt platform to mobilize Guatemalans in America to support the establishment of the new government. And at the time I thought, where is your intelligence? Why even talking this? If you're going to do it, but don't talk it. Because by talking it, you are adding fuel to the fire that is anti-migrant. And so said, so done. So what we have in the United States is have you Belizeans who think talking foreign news is a waste of time, spend your days gossiping about people's private lives, don't want to hear. Have you all studied the Civil War? Are you all aware that America established diplomatic relations with the colony, with Belize, British Honduras, because of our involvement in the Civil War? We were shippers of arms to the Confederate Army of the Southern United States. And the Union government decided they needed to come to Belize to find out what was happening and to be able to get a handle on it. Are you all aware of that? Are you all aware that some of the people fleeing the aftermath of the Civil War in the United States, Confederate fighters, came to Belize? Are you all aware of that? And the implications of that? Then, so that were not bad enough. We were undermining the Union government in their Civil War struggle, which was an unbelievable Civil War. We then went on in the 20th century to be at the center of undermining their prohibition struggle. The struggle with liquor. Believe, you know what I know most? I found out something late in my life. Well, my dad and I always had our talk discussions at midday. if I was in the city or in the country or whatever. And it was in a midday discussion. I'm listening to that. I said, "But all those names you are calling of people who are involved in prohibition, how do you know that?" He said, "Because I used to take the cables to them." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." I didn't do what I should have done. Record my father's knowledge for future referencing. He named all these names and shipment amounts. Not every shipment. He gave me figures, random figures. I was taken aback. So I know if nobody else in this country knows, I know it wasn't a lie. We were very much involved. As the cables came, he was dispatched. He was sent to dispatch them to the people. You see? So we have been intimately involved with the United States in undermining whatever is happening there, because we were intimately connected with Great Britain. And so the sale of arms to the Confederate Army, and don't for 1 minute think the U.S. didn't do the same thing. In the Haitian Revolution, they sold arms to the Haitian rebels while they were busy supporting the flight of the white and light-skinned Haitians into the United States. So it's business view, just like the British, they busily sold arms across the border to the Mexicans during the Coast War and all of that. But we get into it. We have always had an ability to get ourselves into this mess. So now coming back to this Committee of Peace. So now we find out that this committee is going to manage other places, not only Gaza. As a matter of fact, maybe Gaza is only a minor matter for them. They gave us some figures, Mose, of demolition, of rubble, of munitions. Absolutely extraordinary, yeah? And when you listen to some of the details, they are going to be building what I understand to be quarters for workers, and then other buildings, which I don't understand those to be for workers. I understand those buildings to be part of a grand scheme sounding very much like the Riviera scheme that was originally proposed. And Mr. Trump plans to be chairing this committee for life. So even when another American president moves into place, he will continue with this board of peace or whatever it is. He's asking people to contribute $1 billion each to be on this board. And then move from Gaza up to Azerbaijan and Armenia in Central Asia. He got himself into that conflict, and we were told about a corridor that would be created between the two warring states or nations, whatever. What does that sound like to you, Mose, that corridor? I don't know if you followed that. I don't know if you have been following that situation.
No, but it sounds like the adjacent zone, yeah?
Exactly, Mose. Exactly. And now when you study Gaza, Gaza is going to be a sort of adjacent zone with the West Bank, a little strip of land where they have people crammed into like sardines. When all the rest of the land that these people were pushed out of they can't access. So that's the Azerbaijan Armenia. Now let's come to Ukraine. You see, Mose, we in the Caribbean, and Latin America, we didn't want to pay attention to Ukraine because after then white people problem. Then they fight up amongst one another. But if I need blood, I can give it to a white person. And if a white person needs blood, if I need blood, that white person can give it to me, provided our type match. That's all we need. It has nothing to do, the transfusion will have nothing to do with the ethnic group or the color of our skin, the amount of melanin I have and the amount of melanin the other person has. And we in the Caribbean, we in Latin America, we need to see, I heard somebody say it on the radio the other day, the adults in the room. We need it because the type of power structure that's being created has no place for the small fry, no place for sardines. Have you ever read the book written by the present president of Guatemala? His father wrote a book.
No.
You should try to get it. It gives that comparison of the sardine and the whale, the big fish and the small fish. He wrote it in his exile. I think it was during his exile. And that's what we are. But we are not, we are that in terms of geopolitics. But we are not that in terms of our humanity. In terms of our humanity, the Roman Christian theologian St. Thomas Aquinas established the definition almost 1,000 years ago. We humans are made in the image of God, in the image of the Creator. We are not the Creator, we are not God, but we possess qualities of that being. All of us. He never said only the people in Europe have it and the one in Africa have it and the one. They never said that. Later on, a pope came along who wrote a papal bull allowing Christians to enter Africa and enslave it. But that was not the vision at the beginning of the second millennium. That was not the vision. So, and prior to that, Christianity, as it started out, spread into North Africa, the south first into North Africa, a little bit into Southeast Europe, into the Far East, and then later on it would make the push to Rome. So we have our humanity, and it is this humanity that we will need to lean on now as we confront these people, because individually, geopolitically, they have made a mess of us. And as though that were not bad enough, they are now proposing to balkanize us even more. Look at what they are doing to Somalia, Mose. Look at what they are doing to Somalia. All of a sudden, Somaliland is being recognized as a country on its own. But rather peculiarly, Somaliland is right across. You can look over and you see Aden and in the port of Aden in Yemen, which they want to control, so they can control the flow through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, into the Persian Gulf, etc. That's what they're doing. So they are prepared, and look at what happened with Morocco. Towards the end of his first presidency, Mr. Trump declared support for the portion of Western Sahara that above the Atlantic. So, go to Morocco. Then, in this presidency now, that has been realized. And guess what? No less than the Security Council voted for the establishment of an autonomous zone in the Western Sahara of the same portion that Morocco is claiming. No less than the Security Council. And you know what? African countries in their foolish drug state did not see what was happening and stand up as a continent and say, no, man, that can't happen. Sat on the wayside, and now it is taking place in Somalia. So when we as humans do not speak up and say, no, what you're doing, so that is, even though that brother does not recognize me as a brother, I recognize him as my brother. Don't do it to him. You are laying the groundwork for it to be done to all of us, everybody. And now you have a situation where we are setting up literally an alternative world government. That's what is happening there with this, when thinking Board of Peace or Work. That's what is happening. So no attention is being paid to the ICC. So then will any attention be paid to the ICJ? What do you think, Mose?
I think what you're describing is just the reality in 2026 that the Trump doctrine is a doctrine that is based on it is really the doctrine of a bully, right? You do what you want, using real language, you do what you want. And,
go ahead.
And nobody can stop me. And so I'm not saying whether or not he will be stopped, but it's like when a malware takes over the computer, the computer still has software that can do what it's supposed to do, but the malware is completely compromising your ability to control the software.
Exactly.
And so what is happening is that the US voters essentially voted for a malware, and now the world, not only the US, is having problems dealing with that malware.
Exactly.
And that malware is twisting the very structure, which it wasn't as if though that structure, as the Prime Minister of Canada was honest enough to say, we were defending a lie, saying that this was that the planet was a place of rule of law and international. It was always abusive. It was always a bit of bullying, but with some attempt or some semblance of, well, you know, we can't do all of that. And Mr. Trump, the malware, is saying, no, we won't even pretend that game. This is going to be I will run this how I'm pleased. I think it was Sister Yaya who shared with me something that they're considering implementing oil embargo on Cuba, which is as if though what has happened for the last 70 years has not punished the Cuban people enough. They are now thinking about a jugular initiative on the Cuban people. That's what they are considering. And I'm thinking to myself, at what point will we, and when I say we, I'm talking about not just Belize people, but like when will humanity realize that the threat is unprecedented? I know that's a big word to use, that we're talking about a planet that has faced some very serious people over its history. But
you see, Mose, what the decision was made independent of the rest of the planet. that we are going back to the old way of building empire. You're going to build the empire in situ, in place. You're just going to spread your tentacles out, east, west, north, south, from where you are, not across an ocean. But we live in a time when you can cross an ocean. So what we have now is the attempt to take Canada, the attempt to take Mexico, and further on to the tip of South America. And we said, okay, we will take this and we'll allow you over there to do your thing in your corner, but don't dare cross our ocean. But what the decision in the Western Hemisphere has been is, but we will have pockets of ourselves over there. They can't have pockets over here, but we will have pockets over there. Well, please tell me then how in heaven's name we are going to arrive at any level of planetary peace in that scenario. When you're going to be setting up Kashmir. You see, Mose, that's when you don't know your history, you don't know world history. Mahatma Gandhi, to start with, from the time they established the United Nations...
I'll have to go to break at this point. So, yeah, I have to go to 2 Cents Cam, sponsored by 4 Point Security, and then we come back. We take a break. It's 7:33. We'll be back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brick City here. You're watching WB, and this is XTV. All right, gotta say big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security.
I just want people know we just left Bakatong and now we take a stroll and we end up the Havana. But when we get to Havana, the book where I did is some saltfish. See that? Saltfish. Don't know anything but, you know, check. So what we gonna do? I talk to brother without running down to it.
Okay. But actually this is our picture like this is our big jack. With this kind of picture, this was here like for like maybe 2-3 years, and a very nice thing for the older heads will know about it, right?
Okay, and how you cook this?
This you could either boil it, you could hash it, you could fry it. This is our mackerel right here, mackerel, and this is our pagi. So when you don't fry already, right? So you still long for a long while.
I believe this tastes nice.
Very nice, man. Especially if you know to fix it up, right? Because like put it in the hudud.
Okay.
In a tapo, anything with gravy. Or like so you could soak it in water. And then you go put it up and fry just like fried fish.
And what your name? Tell me your name.
Lila Sipe.
Sipe there. Havana.
Sipe Havana, yeah.
Garbage food.
Garbage food.
So once you want saltfish.
From right to see me. And the price reasonable. Then whatever they had to come back, they got the bike shop over there.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria, con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Mama's me. My idea about I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Of appliances that just don't last, appliances that just can't keep up, it's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE.
Really to get a review and report on the ongoing work, ongoing activities, to look at what has taken place in 2025, and also to discuss the future role of the OAS office as we move towards a judgment from the International Court of Justice. So what will be the role, the post-ICJ role of the OAS office? I'm very glad that the distinguished Foreign Minister of Guatemala, His Excellency Carlos Ramiro Martinez, joined us and we were able to talk about issues of mutual concern to both Belize and Guatemala and to discuss meaningful ways in which the OAS office can continue to support our efforts to advance peace and stability between our two countries.
Nosotros, de común acuerdo con Belice, pues hemos recurrido a la Corte Internacional de Justicia. Seguimos, por supuesto, de cerca la evolución de todo el proceso en todas las etapas en las que se han dado. Tenemos, y lo he reiterado yo en todos los foros, el compromiso como país de atender la sentencia, de darle cumplimiento.
is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribe areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Monday morning, the 26th of January 2026. Mose Hyde. I'm hosting today's edition of The Conversation, and as always, we invite you to get in and reason with us. The telephone number is at 280-5848, and I want to just say here on the show my condolences to the family of my beloved brother George Fraser, the Lion.
You have to see.
Of course, I'm not sure if all of you are aware, but I got that news. I got that news Friday afternoon, thereabouts, and I'd not spoken to Bar Fraser for a bit. I didn't know that he was not feeling well. I think I saw that somewhere in the news somewhere. A part of being in public view and being a quote unquote public figure and being in broadcasting and journalism, one of the positives is that you get an opportunity to meet outstanding people, either because you interview them or because you just be in an environment where they are. And over the years, there's a list of people. It's not a long list, but it is a list. And it's a list of people that I am very honored that I have been able to engage with. And Brother George Fraser is one of those individuals. As I posted on my Facebook page, to refer to him as a great unionist is to understate what his true worth and value has been, as he donated and gave so much of himself. He's a certified hero to this nation state called Belize. He gave a lot of himself and stood for a better version of Belize, and so I have no reservations about paying my respect to George Fraser with that level of endorsement. We have lost. I hate saying we have lost, because really we have gained by the life journey of Brother Fraser so much. So there's no losing, but we are going to now part ways with his physical presence, but his legacy remains. And so to his family, condolences to the Belize National Teachers Union, condolences. We know that he's a rock to the BNTU, to the union movement, and absolutely to Belize. Just quite a guy. I love this guy. He's just one of those dudes, one of those real dudes. I'm glad I had the privilege and honor hanging out, being around, learning from, and feeling the energy of the lion, George Fraser. And I put this post, which is a clip of an interview I did with him when we were working on the documentary at the time in 2016. Actually, I did this interview in 2017, which is now almost 9 years ago. But old Fraser was in his element, and speaking on one of his pet peeves, which is doing what we need to do to make Belize a better place, a better form of governance, a more accountable form of governance. And the photo at the end of this clip is a photo I took of him 2005 up on Independence Hill in Belmopan, when Barface, you know, the one thing to talk and have, the one thing, you know, what to talk, but one other thing when you face tear gas and then kind of thing. And at that time there was the introduction of the riot squad and all of that. And that day in Belmopan, talk about a man who was unbothered by all of that. He just stood tall. I mean, he's a tall guy, but he stood taller in the face of that. Rock solid, a real dude. But can we just play Brother Fraser's words here from, we did this interview early 2017. The bedroom, this, real dude. Harlan, can you play it?
You have to see it come to fruition. Sign one paper don't mean that it done. You have to put in place the different structures, the mechanism, so that we could actually see its effect on the ground. You sign UNCAC, you see what happened in Guatemala, what has been happening in a few other countries, Latin America, because you respect it, you try amend your laws or put in place the structure. We not done yet, you know, Mose. because we have to say that, you know, I think we for no fool and money. We want genuine change because God has given us a good country. The waste and abuse must stop. If not, we will engage again. Who wants to stay on the sideline for them business? We must put our country and our people first. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. BNTU! You have to.
We will miss you, brother. Respect. This is WB. 280-5848. Inviting, and we will do our best to get a hold of the funeral announcement, but I was told yesterday that the funeral is going to be this Saturday at 10 in the morning. I think it's out west in San Ignacio where that is going to take place. But we'll get official information very soon, probably by the end of work day today, and we'll be able to put that dead announcement out so that you know what the official arrangements will be. You know, as Ms. Corey started out the show, and I'm sure that there are always, you know, we're in the business of trying to get attention, and then when we have that attention, to reward that attention with valuable conversation. But we're in the business of numbers, we're in the business of trying to get you to want to engage and look and listen. And one of the hardest things that we have experienced over the years is to get people to want to listen and watch and participate if you want to talk about anything where they go on around the world. We don't really want to deal with that part. And you know, we internal. Just want to deal with what they go on right there in front of us. But very often, to understand what they go on right in front of us and the things that are endangering us, it's important to lift our head and look wrong. And so I thank Ms. Corey for doing a bit of that, lifting our head and make we look wrong. And not just look wrong across the neighbor yard or look where they go on down the street, but look where I go on, period. Panny. Only place we know about where part we live and could live. Yeah, Earth, all the way. 8 billion of stuff on one piece of rock. One dust, speck of dust in the universe. But that is our reality. We have a call. Krem, good morning. Good morning.
Greetings, brother Mose, believe.
Greetings, brother.
All right, I'd like to give.
You're there on live, brother. Clinton.
Yeah. I'd like to give my condolences to the family of Teacher Fraser.
Yeah.
I first got to know him when he was just a regular teacher. When I came back from playing basketball in the States, and I found my first basketball team called Happy Home Builders, and we used to practice at the SJC gym every evening. And he was always there with another teacher. I think they saw more practice than anybody else. They were huge fans. And he was a part of that basketball revolution. He used to, as you know, him used to, give me advice, and he was very much behind us.
The only thing I can't agree with Brother Fraser with is the man that was hardcore Verdes fan. You can't talk about Verdes.
Is that me a hardcore what?
Verdes fan.
So I bet you I'm more happy one bit like me.
You think so?
That I did tell you, so you know him. When he ride, you don't know when he ride hard.
When he ride hard.
We shall overcome.
When he ride hard. But
yeah,
I think we don't know the man. I think the man from the West. So I forgive the man to be a Verdes fan.
Yeah.
But I think the man me did mention to me that because anytime tell you about man me did have some conversation where he mentioned about the Happy Home Builders credentials. So man talk
yeah, man, I got picture with Evanex and James on the side, and one of them on the home builder gym, and Fraser they right behind the bench between the two of their heads.
Paphraise.
You know the right hand. In the right up front behind the bench. Actually, where I'm tuning this morning to that presentation with Sandra Comey, make.
Yeah.
And if you'll give me a little minute, I want to add to that and me talk about the history we're not studying and things. For example, the history, I believe, as far as what the history there, I called JC just now confirm it, that in 1853, Belize had a Masters and Servant Act, right? Where part the slave had to work for the master to get 30 days hard labor. JC still got several books with it about Belize. The settlement for the Confederacy in PG at that time was called the Toledo Settlement. And it was between Forest Home and Cattle Landing. And he said there is a burying ground there in Forest Home, a Confederate burying ground is there in Forest Home. And the people that live there today are what we call coolies. And they were brought in by the British as indentured servants, where one level above slave, to work for the Confederate people. So you see the connection? Where Sandra may talk about with the British and the Confederacy to work together. No, because the reason for this was that, remember, the Union revolted against Britain. The red coats versus the blue coats. So Britain, they undermined the Union. Where defeat them in the revolt. Now, when you go back to history now, where the man behind all this was a man called Mayor Rothschild, who was the first Rothschild. Today, the Rothschild are the best bankers in the world. They are the banks behind the banks, like the IMF, and they get them big loan you can't pay back. That the Rothschilds and they run things, and they control things, and they make sure they control things. Mayor Rothschild was born in a German Jew in February 23rd, 1744 in Frankfurt. It was during that same period that the metaphysics of the Kabbalah, the Jewish Kabbalah, began to fuse with the traditional of Freemason, as well as will be described later. This I quote out a book near Ruled by Secrecy, where Roland Parks, Millennium, and a bank copy. All right, now, Mayor, they prospered because the Rothschild prospered because they received before they. Right, what happened was there was a courier system in place in Europe for the mail, like mailman, but that means some man pants on horse. All right, and according to my research from before this, Mayor Rothschild controlled the fastest horses, the couriers, then the man there with the red pouch. Then was not a red pouch, so that they just bring the news first. You understand? So now, quoting from Ruled by Secrecy, they prospered because they received before the arrival news of market trends, commodity prices, and major political events. Inside trading, they call it today, no? To prevent praying eyes from reading their mail, the family wrote all correspondence in Judean Dutch, German written in Hebrew characters. This code has prevented most researchers from any clear understanding of their methods and intentions. Mayor set the pattern during this time. Mayor set the pattern that his family was to follow so successfully. To do business with reigning houses, that are the house of London and all the houses with different king and princes control. All right, and to do business with reigning houses of preference, and to father as many sons as possible who could take care of the family, many business affairs abroad. Mayor, the way Mayor made his money was embezzling money from these royal people and eventually paying it back. And this was the origin of the enormous Rothschild fortune. What you do after this now, that during the Napoleonic War, he lent Napoleon 500 million pounds to fight the war, and turn around and smuggle gold through Europe for Lord Nelson, where they fight against Napoleon, to fight for his war. And when the war done, he couriers there, that the one day we get back from with Napoleon and Nelson made the fight, he get back first with the news. This is when Napoleon lose the war and take a licking, but see, Korea they get back first with the news.
Yeah, they go deep down the rabbit hole this morning.
Just give me one moment, make I wrap this up because it's important.
Okay.
Korea they get back home with the news first, and he had all the cronies then because he had all the cronies then gone out when he read Poach Koreas come back and he know he get the news. He make the cronies gone out and start to sell off all the assets. So everybody follow that pattern and everybody start to sell off the assets cheap. And he turn around and make the cronies and buy back the assets then. Alright? And that was how the Rothschilds they took over banking and trade in the world today. So after they go on, that then they behind it. And him that the one way we sponsor, he had one of the man named that Belize, that PG, and that him bring in the crowd and set up everything. Alright? That's all. I just wanted that to West San John, they say.
Give thanks, Clinton.
That you say we don't do the history, but that confirm, huh?
I say give thanks.
Respect, all right.
Yes, man. It's 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. We'll take a break, trying to stay on top of my schedule here with the breaks. We'll be back. This is WB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibe. That thing we don't touch yet. And still more chance for you, Carlene, and get in and drive the conversation. We'll be right back. This is WB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapada en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día para 10 días y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
Mark your calendars. February 12th, wine and cheese under the stars at the House of Culture in Belize City. Enjoy food, exquisite wines, gourmet cheeses, live performances, cultural entertainment, handmade craft, plus a bouncy house for the kids, cocktails at the Oasis Bar, and entrance is completely free. Hosted by William Neal and Dwayne Moody, 5:30 to 10 p.m. This is the event you don't want to miss. Sponsored by Culture is My Business, a project of the National Institute of Culture and History NICH with support from Matisco and the Belize City Council. Mark your calendars, February 12th. Wine and cheese under the stars at the House of Culture in Belize City. See you there. When our community comes together, hope shines brightest. Join us Friday, January 30th at 7 p.m. for Hope for Dr. Eck, a special fundraising event at the House of Culture. Enjoy great music by Firestarter Sounds, Tone Jam, DJ Clarks, and DJ Woody. Delicious food and drinks on sale, raffle prizes and dancing, all in support of Dr. Eck. Tickets are $100 per person and tables are only $50 seating 6, plus a complimentary glass of wine. Prayer of Healing begins at 7 p.m. Presented by Modisco and Niche. For tickets, WhatsApp 624-1828. Home for Dr. Eck. Friday, January 30th at 7 p.m. at the House of Culture.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde here with you, hosting on this Monday morning, the 26th of January 2026. You know how we do. Number today, phone ready and available for you for any topic where you want to bring. With respect, just call in the number at 280-5848 with the till 9. Weekday mornings, that's it. Mose Hyde hosting, and depending on you to drive the conversation further and forward every time. So utilize it, participate, right? Dealing with the latest in the acquisition merger, we are told, we heard from the senator representing business, Friday virtual meeting at the Senate. Senator Kevin Herrera was extremely firm, extremely powerful. Respect Senator Herrera. We are been made to understand that the National Trade Union Congress of Belize had a vote, and at least we have not seen the release from them, but the reliable report is that the Trade Union Congress has taken a vote to take a position that they oppose the merger. That's a very significant vote because, as you know, the Trade Union Congress represents a collective of unions. You have the Belize Communication Workers Union as a part of the Trade Union Congress. You have the Belize National Teachers Union, which is I believe they have shares in BTL, and also out of the Trade Union Congress comes representatives that serve on the Belize Social Security Board, and they have representatives on the BTL board. So the Trade Union Congress is a significant position, and again, we've been reliably told of that. Late last week, we heard something interesting that from the now Minister of Immigration, the former Minister of Police, Honorable Karim Musa, says that he believes that it is not the end of competition, but that we are now entering the era of super competition with this merger. And so anybody who thinks that one monopoly get created, apparently, with a crazy people, or maybe what Minister Musa is speaking of is maybe they are, propping up the whole Starlink threat. And that's an interesting let's say rallying point to why the merger makes sense, is because Starlink is inevitable, and Starlink won't be I guess they are saying that they cannot keep out Starlink. At this point, Belize is one of the countries that has not approved Starlink. And for those who don't know what Starlink is a satellite internet service company that is owned by Elon Musk, who happens to be the world's richest man, and he's on his way to becoming a trillionaire. That's based on the package given to him by the shareholders of Tesla, which is the company that he owns and runs. I'm setting the background here because Starlink is emerging as the argument that drives the merger. And so they have to become efficient because Starlink is new technology which is inevitable, and there has to be a response. And Starlink, which is different from what we get now from SpeedNet and we get from BTL, which is a fiber-based internet service. Starlink, as the name say, they're out of the sky. So, but let me take the call. Krem, good morning, WB. All right, but we missed the call. You can call back. So they're saying now, you know, Starlink uses satellites. We are told, you know, they have deployed these satellites and they're in low Earth orbit, and this is going to just we have to respond. The reality, though, is that Starlink is present in many countries already. So Starlink as a service we don't have to sit down and speculate. And we could look around and say what has been the impact of Starlink, all the different places where they are. And as I mentioned last week, you have a scenario where most of the countries, both in Caribbean and Latin America, are countries that have more than one telecommunication internet service providers. You got more one provider. So the logic or the kind of physics will try put on we that, you know, Belize small, so Belize shouldn't have more than one telecommunication provider. But I have on call. Krem, good morning.
Hello, I'm back again. So am I to understand, Mose, that you are saying that Mr. Musa is in the same corner as Mr. Lizaraga? Because remember I told you that you all had that discussion on Krem 2 Fridays ago. Well, I think it's 2 Fridays ago. And it was all over the place. It was a very disjointed discussion. However, I gathered that the new argument, or the argument Mr. Lizaraga was putting forward is we need the monopoly for national defense against takeover by a super giant from out there, Starlink. That was my understanding.
Minister Musa didn't give specifics as to what he meant by saying that we are looking on super competition. I am just speculating that that's what he's referring to. So he didn't speak of Starlink. It's just, I am just thinking, how can you tell me that we're about to enter super competition when the competition that presently exists is being destroyed or being proposed to be destroyed by this merger that they want to see happen?
And another question I have is, hasn't Starlink denied access at points in time for reasons of its own? Was it Ukraine that experienced that, or some country or countries that experienced that?
There've been multiple scenarios with Starlink making its services available, and then I think they had provided service in Gaza when the Israelis had shut down their stuff, and then they had invited Elon Musk, meaning that dude from Israel, who they call their prime minister, invited Elon Musk to Israel to convince him that why he should not be doing that. So there's that kind of stuff that's going on with Elon Musk and Starlink.
Well, this is the problem right there. Why do you feel obliged to be in the arena with anybody who is going to use capricious terms on which to deliver service? That sounds to me capricious. Doesn't that sound to you capricious? It's on his pure whim. It's not a.
As far as my opinion goes, Elon Musk is a white supremacist, and his behavior, and he's open about it. That's how I view him. Besides just having this immense wealth, whatever makes him powerful, he He has the world's most powerful leader, has a very close relationship, or at least used to. I don't know how close they are now. He's a serious guy. And what I think they're saying is that they don't see, unless it is, I don't know that Elon Musk is still carrying the same leverage he did months ago, where the United States foreign policy is going to get behind trying to get Starlink into all states as possible. But maybe there is an offer on the table for Elon Musk to get Starlink here, and if there's money on the table that we don't know about. That's always a possibility, no? But he's not a scrupulous guy. I view him as a white supremacist, and so I as far as I'm concerned, he's not a desirable player in our telecommunication sector at all.
Did I hear you right? You're saying he's not a reliable player?
He's not a desirable player.
Desirable. Well, he's neither reliable nor desirable. Because Europe is having, the European Union is having problems with them. That is why they are putting pressure on the European Union. That is why they are objecting to the European Union legislation, and they have issued visa prohibitions and retractions and Lord knows what all to people employed in the European Union in the digital service era. That's what they have done. So if we create if we submit to a situation, and this is one of the reasons why they had to take out Libya's the leader,
Gaddafi.
Because of the advanced communication linkages he was seeking to create. So this is not a simple matter. Definitely not a simple matter, and not one. And there's another aspect to this thing, Mose. Great Britain is not in the European Union, but it is working very closely with its European brothers and sisters, working very closely with them. So they have a separate digital act. They don't come under the European Union Act. But they are being pressured by the United States equally for that act. And the only people doing the pressuring is out of the United States. Nobody else is doing the pressuring. They are doing the pressure. And remember, if the United States present administration has declared certain countries non-grata, right? And so China and Russia and Iran, but isn't it likely it will also declare Europe region non-grata, and therefore prohibit its present contact, whatever, with the Western Hemisphere? Isn't it possibly it could go there more?
It reached a point last week with the Greenland matter where that seemed extremely. With the Greenland matter, there was a point last week where that seemed very imminent, that this unthinkable break is about to happen, where the United States and NATO would actually. They were talking. The European countries were going and participating with troop deployment with Denmark in Greenland. That was just crazy. So last week that seemed imminently close to happen. I don't know what is the nature of the framework of a deal they say they have struck. I don't know if that means they have. I don't think they're warming up, but it seems as if though after last week, things will not be the same. I just don't know how far it's going to go.
And not only he's upset over Greenland, he's upset with France and Sweden for refusing to serve on his committee, his board. And the French president He was
upset with Norway for not getting it.
2% tariff on French wine for doing that. So this is the situation there. But you think, so my next question to you, you think Europe is going to accept that?
I would say that last week it appears that Europe found its cojones a bit and kind of decided gloves off. That's what it seemed like to me. They were trying to finesse Mr. Trump, and it seems to me they have reached a point where they realize there is no finessing him. That's what
the last word is, that they reach a point what?
Where they realize that you're not going to be successful trying to finesse Mr. Trump. You can't sweet talk, and you can't announce Mr. Trump. I think they realize, guess what? And that's what they were saying. A lot of their speeches were kind of like, guess what? They raised their voice levels a bit in what they were saying. Yes. Last week was extremely.
That has a direct connection to communication. This communication problem that we are caught up in this country right now, don't fool yourself. This problem has everything to do with out there. Everything to do with out there. Nobody is going to agree to a monopoly of the Western Hemisphere by one country. Out there is not going to agree to that. And the citizen of the Europeans, they are not going to agree to that. They may not make a sound nor may say anything, but they will not agree to that. And we get caught up in this communication mess. And I'll come up. You see, our leadership needs to stop. This time not sound like a before time. This is no time for concentrating on building family wealth, crony wealth, crony club wealth. This isn't the time for that. You all have to get wise. You have to get sober. You have to get serious. You have to get mature. You're not mature. Not at all. This is not the time for trying to lie in your family pocket. We all have to survive, man. You think you will be allowed into the United States to survive? Well, if you put up your million or whatever they will want from you to get a visa to invest and you pretend you want to do that, maybe a little while. But Mr. Musk himself issued a statement last week or the week before, when he went internationally and said that the white man's survival is under threat. I am paraphrasing him. It's under serious and total threat. He said that. So that means that Mr. Musk, belongs to the team that is setting priority on the survival of the people of lighter skin, kind of white, lighter skin, lighter color skin. That is he told the whole world that. So that alone tells you why you want to be even caught in a competition in an issue with the Shepman. Why? And our leadership has to get wise, and our people have to get wise if our leadership is to get wise. We have to get wise. We have to make up our minds that this is not the time for voter buying, voter selling, vote selling. This is not the time for that kind of prostitution. This is serious time if we have to, all of us are to survive. All of us, not only the leadership, all the people in this country, and all the people in our region, and all the people in the Caribbean and Latin America, we have to survive. That crowd out there now make us survive. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Ms. Coy. We'll go to break. We'll be back. This is WB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's 8:33.
When you done hear about how you can shop online with Builders Hardware? It's easy and convenient. Plus, you get special deals and discounts online where you not get in at the store. Just log on to shopbuildersbz.com and pay with your Visa, MasterCard, debit or credit card. You could choose to pick up your order from the Smart Lacaneda builders or Easy could deliver for you. If that was a big thing, the builder's truck could deliver for you. If you need more information about anything, you could start chat right here online with a salesperson. We're ready to help you. No need to burn gas and waste time in a traffic. Go to shopbuildersbz.com.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
All right, welcome back. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde here, hosting on this Monday morning. It's the 26th of January, 2026. And let me just make a couple clarifications. I'm helped out by one messenger that the Starlink did cut its services to Ukraine early in the war with Russia, and also just to be careful with words, it's really not a merger. It's absolutely not a merger between BTL and Smart. It is bio. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibe. The telephone number is 280-5848. Krem, good morning. Krem, good morning.
Morning. Most of the look for this situation, I think I just want to bring a situation to you where the possibility of what could happen in the Speednet detail series. Is there any clause to say that Smart principals will stay out of the telecommunications and internet provider for a number of years? The reason I'm saying that because they could sell out to BTL, link up to one of the other 22 licenses that Shabbat says out there, and re-enter the cellular service provider, or even link up to Starlink and provide modern communication to Belize after selling out to BTL, provide a competition later on down the road. So I'm wondering if that's
your point is an extremely important one. So a lot of what is being proposed speaks to, we will put in place SI to protect the interests of the consumers. And then simultaneously, we have a company that has serious level interest and equity from the Belizean people that is going to incur a cost with the argument that it will benefit from the acquisition of a consumer base and the elimination of competition. But as we speak, there is no law that prevents competition. And if there's no law to prevent competition, then it means that there is no guarantee that what BTL is paying for, that it will not lose. They are the ones making the argument that they are not buying hardware. They're not buying equipment because they don't find the equipment to be of the quality that BTL has, and a lot of engineers have said that. So they are saying we are not buying equipment. We're not buying hardware. What they're essentially saying is that we are buying back a monopoly condition. But how do they guarantee themselves a monopoly environment? Because that is the sell that they are making to the shareholders. That's the sell that they are making to the various people they have met with. So when you say, listen, how are you able to know what happens 6 months from now? So unless you're now going to make legislation, as I would say, we are not going to allow another telecommunication provider. We are not going to allow competition. So how are you going to protect the acquisition risk of BTL? This is just using your argument. It's not what I believe, but your argument is that this makes sense because it secures a favorable environment in which the telecommunication can become more efficient because it doesn't have to deal with competition and it has a greater customer base. But what happens to that customer base if some entity comes in, the same entity, a Starlink or whatever, or as the caller is suggesting, you have anybody locally decide, okay, now we are going to now use the money that you have paid us to get rid of yesterday's equipment. That was a beautiful analogy by Senator Herrera on what he refers to it as sunset technology. It's a beautiful term. I love it. And so we are buying out their sunset technology. Now they can decide, oh, within 6-12 months we are going to now use what we've been paid to create, to invest in sunrise technologies. And we have just come and cherry pick what part of the telecommunications sector we want to deal with. How do you prevent that? So I am not the one to answer those questions, Carla. I just feel like the question is an absolute fair one and an important one. I have not heard the answer to that. It's 8:51. We'll take a break and come back with wrap.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Start earning B-Bucks today. It's really quite easy. All you have to do is make a purchase at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember, B-Bucks is as good as cash. It's free money.
Download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy.
B-Bucks, rewarding loyalty.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
A Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
All right, Mondays are up for us for WUB, Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes. With health and strength, I come back tomorrow morning at 6:30 for the Tuesday morning edition of Wake Up Billy's Morning Vibes. We thank the crew, the team behind the scene at Creme Radio. It's Larry G and at XTV, Cliff the Glow, and at the control wheel this morning, Harlan Wagner. We hope you guys have a great Monday. As always, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice of opinion and place no calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself, this is just show my people. Billies our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, this the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that we feel happen and knock out blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Billies, yeah. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up,